Leo Messi.
Oh, shit. Big news.
Yeah.
Yeah, big news in the soccer world. Big news in the soccer world.
Football.
Messi broke down at his press conference. Was crying because the club that he was with since he was a child. I think a lot of people don't realize this. Like, he was with them since he's like, what, 12 years old or
whole
something
life,
like that?
like,
2 decades he was there.
2 decades.
That's crazy.
FC Barcelona
Yeah.
is not extending his contract. And he said he had offered to lower his salary up to 50% so that he could stay with the team. He said, last year I did not want to be with this team. We worked things out. Now I wanted to. And on the surface, it looked like this was simply just a club being over a player and going, we need to get younger at that position. Yep. But now it looks like there's some more politics involved, right? There's like certain things that are going on with the league, different salary cap things that are happening. You have, La
Liga.
La Liga, the league, La Liga.
But I mean, the specific
La Liga is in Spain,
which
exactly.
is doing the salary cap.
Yeah.
They're the ones forcing them to trade him.
And what was interesting always about soccer, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at least in Europe, is that it was similar to baseball here where they could just keep spending. There wasn't this salary cap. And that's why you had certain teams from the bigger cities, Barcelona, Madrid, right? I'm sure like Arsenal, cities that seemed like they had endless budgets, right? Especially the ones that are getting bought out by foreign investment, right? You have some like Qatari management fund, and all of a sudden they've got this endless oil money, so you can keep throwing at these players. So La Liga steps in and says something like, I believe I have the notes here somewhere, but like that the salary cap has to be roughly 70% of your revenue, can't exceed 70% of your revenue. So I guess this is their way to make sure that these teams aren't losing money. But Barcelona's balance sheet was completely fucked. Like they were super in debt. So they said they just couldn't afford to bring on Messi no matter what. So La Liga does this thing where they're about to get this $2.2 billion injection from some foreign investment for the whole league. I think 10% of that goes to each team or something like that.
And that would have bumped their salary cap.
Exactly. That was going to bump their salary cap up enough to get Messi. Real Madrid says, fuck that. We don't want to go. We don't want that foreign investment. Oh, no. It was 10% was going to be paid to that investor. So 10% of the revenue from the league would be paid for the investor, even though that money would be dispersed amongst all these teams. But Real Madrid was like, fuck that. We don't want to pay that. Bailed Barcelona out, bailed some other teams out. So they said no. And after they rejected it, Barcelona rejected it. Now they don't have enough money to bring on Messi.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you could always say, well, Messi, you can make your salary 10%.
But the reason why they said no to it, because I believe they had to sell, I think, 50% of the airing rights to the investor. They didn't want to give that up.
And it makes sense. If you're Real Madrid, it's like, no, we make all the we're the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Like, that is Spain's Dallas Cowboys, or FC Barcelona is Spain's Dallas Cowboys. And they're like, why the fuck are we going to share our revenue?
Yeah.
People around the world pay to watch us play.
Yeah.
People around the world identify as Real Madrid fans or Barcelona fans. So they were in this kind of sticky situation where I guess contractually they couldn't spend the extra money on Messi. So it wasn't as devious as it looked like. On the podium, it looked like they were like, you're not worth it.
Yeah, it looked crazy.
But they also fucked up their money, where like they fucked up their balance sheet and their personal financials, where they couldn't afford him without this, crazy extracurricular thing.
Yeah, injection.
Spain's kind of known for doing that shit.
Yeah, Spain. Come on, bro. This is not the most financially savvy country in the world. I think they got bailed out earlier. Didn't they just get bailed out? Yeah. We talking all this shit. We just bailed ourselves out. They just not allowed to print.
Why didn't they print American dollars? That's so stupid of them. Like, why didn't they just do that? Because that's fire.
But it is interesting because it's one of those things where if you're an athlete, you can always play for your team. You just got to decide how much you're willing to take. So if you were like, yo, pay me $10 a day and you stay there, you can stay there.
Yeah.
So he's sad that they weren't able to afford him, but they're still not able to afford you at the price that you're dictating. Any player that's good enough can always continue to play for a team.
Yeah.
It's just how much they're willing to sacrifice. And I agree with him not wanting to sacrifice more than 50% because he knows he can get that anywhere else.
Yeah, he can get more.
Even that is huge.
He can get paid more than what, like, his potential transfer to PSG, which is whereas a lot of people are saying he's going to go, is like looking like a record-breaking transfer.
Yeah. And probably not worth it. I mean, I know it's only like a 2-year deal with like 1-year option or something like that, but it's like, it's probably not even worth it for PSG. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on Messi, but the guy's 34 years old. His best years are behind him. And you're going to do this like monstrous deal. It'd be way better if he came over to the MLS. Like I think you were saying, like do the Beckham deal where you get an equity stake. The guy's already staying in Miami. I was seeing on one of these real estate things that it was a $4 million. No, sorry, it was a $200,000 a month place he was renting out.
Beckham?
Whoa. No,
What, Messi?
Messi.
Oh, really?
He's in Miami. He has aspirations to play in the MLS or at least play in America. Why not come before you're at the tail end of your career, the real tail end?
Right.
Come at 34 where you're still elite and just ball out on these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right? And get a piece of the franchise that you build up.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. And do it in Miami where you have the Latin vibe, the Latin culture,
Yeah.
the South American culture. There's so much influence. Like you're going to have, I mean, the food's not amazing in Miami, but still you're going to be able to go to a fucking Argentine steakhouse. You can talk to your people. There'll probably be more Argentine people in Miami than there were in Spain.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I thought that's what he was going to do, 100%.
No brainer, right?
Like, he might be in this mindset where he's like, yo, I'm still elite. I still want to compete. I want to like chase this. Like he just won like his first international trophy and with Argentina. Like he might still be in the competitor's mindset where he's like, I don't want to give up what I got.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Like we look at coming to America. We understand that it's not the most elite competition for soccer, but we're also looking at like, yo, you could be a star in America. Like we assume everybody in the world eventually wants to be a star in America.
Yeah.
Like that's the pinnacle of being a star.
Which they might.
If it's in music, if it's in any of these other things, you want to make it in America, right? So we're like, all right, you already achieved everything that there is to achieve over there. Come here. I wonder if Cristiano Ronaldo, go.
I mean, he's just in like this psychological arms race with Cristiano Ronaldo where it's like, who's the best? Who's the greatest of all time? Who's the greatest of the last 3 decades? And he's like, all right, like if I tap out now, Ronaldo's gonna put up crazy goals in Serie A. Like I'm just gonna be out of the conversation. There's always gonna be an asterisk on me where it's like Ronaldo had an extra 3 years, he won another Euro, and Messi was playing for LA Galaxy.
But if Ronaldo was here right now, Messi would be here in a heartbeat. And if I'm them, you want to know some wild shit?
They should come
Ring.
Yep. Call together.
Yeah.
Say we get a piece of the franchise. We're coming together.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Package deal. Yeah. Let's go LA. Let's go to Miami.
Could they play together? I don't know enough about the sport.
I mean, maybe they could, but I don't know any club that could afford both of them.
No, because you're giving them equity in the club.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
you can pay them minimal.
If they would want to give up equity, though, you'd have to sell the equity.
Son, I will give up equity. If you do not give up equity to have Messi and Ronaldo on the same fucking team, and I don't know if they could play together because they both need the rock to do work.
Yeah,
but they play on opposite sides of the field, right?
Like, yeah.
But yes, different positions, but like the offense needs to flow through them in order for them to be successful, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, oh my God, imagine that. I'd go to a fucking soccer game.
Yeah, that would be enough to be like, all right, maybe soccer's all right.
How are their agents not having this discussion? Or maybe that's what's happening. 2-year deal at PSG.
They must. Because like my thing is, I don't know what Ronaldo's contract is. So he's with Juventus right now, and his contract might be up in 2 years. And then they might just be like, all right, let's bounce. Let's go get equity in the MLS. Chill in America.
Oh my God. They both moved to Miami.
Crazy bag. And that shit makes a big difference. Like I remember I went to like one of the first like Orlando City games I went to. They just signed Kaká. And he was like...
He brought out the Brazilians.
Bro, it was in the Citrus Bowl. Yeah. It was like 70,000 people. They asked him after the game, they were like, were you nervous, for like this game? He was like, yeah, I was more nervous for this game than the World Cup. And they were like, why? And they're like, the World Cup, there's only 30,000 people in the stadium. It was like in Brazil, it was a small state. Like they don't make stadiums like they make them in America. I've never played in front of this many people in my life.
Did he ball out?
Yeah, he was fire. He scored.
He scored?
Yeah.
And people went fucking crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, he was like one of the first big stars that came to Orlando. I think they just became an MLS team. Like, yeah, it was a crazy thing. So I think you get those guys and like, because America comes out for the stars. Like any soccer game where there's stars, like they show out.
Son, America is Vegas for European soccer players.
Hold on, can I just
At the end of your career,
Ronaldo's contract.
Guys, Wembley has
expires.
90,000 seats. San Siro for Inter and AC Milan is 80,000 seats.
That's what he said. I'm just saying what he said.
I hear what Dub is
I
saying. It's like Kaká has played in these stadiums that were very big before.
What is Citrus Bowl? I'm looking it up.
But look, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to trash your point. What was I just saying? There
you.
was a good point, and then Dove interrupted it with.
I don't know, but I was about to say that
protect my
Ronaldo's contract ends summer of 22. Summer of 22.
Oh. America is Vegas for European soccer players. You know how like you do a residency at the end of your career, so you don't got to be traveling all around. Motherfuckers come to you. That's all you do. You come here, and this is where you're going to spend the twilight of your career. But come a little bit earlier. Instead of coming at like 39 or 38, Come at 34, you'll make so much fucking money through endorsements and all these other things. And maybe you're already making that money over there, but ideally you've made so much money where it's not going to be that much of a difference. But get involved in deals, man. Like, be at the precipice of this sport here in America and be the face of every single thing. Like, I know it's crazy to say, and I know that people listening out there in Europe, it's like, motherfucker, you can make money out here too. I get that. I understand that. There's no question. But you're talking to 350 million people that only a fraction of them watch the sport. And you could be the person that makes all of them start watching. And when you have that ambassador status forever.
Yeah.
Like, what was it, Pele or whatever? Like, that motherfucker will get a bag no matter what for the rest of his life because he was an ambassador of the sport to so many.
Yeah.
Especially here in America. Like, how do I know that guy's name? Because that was the
that
guy.
The tall guy with a bun?
No,
that was Ronaldinho.
That was Ronaldinho. Pele was a Brazilian guy.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like,
Played in like 70s.
Oh,
like,
God.
He was
Yeah.
nice.
'Cause
Like,
it's just
all-time great. He's
The
like
ones in
soccer
America
Jordan.
that I only know is just the guy with the bun because he was in commercials, and then Bend It Like Beckham.
no,
Those
he's
are
the
only two.
guy with the bun is the Swedish guy.
Oh, Zlatan?
Oh,
Well,
Zlatan
Zlatan is doing exactly what you're talking about. He was on Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
all the
But now he
went
talk
back to
shows,
Europe.
and he said
he
he
did?
literally ends like, "My work here is done." Like, he crushed it in LA, but he didn't do anything more than elevate soccer, the soccer experience for those fans. But no one's putting him in. He thought he was going to be in movies and sitcoms and all that. He went back to Europe because I actually think, like, for some of these stars like Ronaldo or Messi, when they come over here, it must be a relief to not be approached. Like, there's definitely a 70% reduction in like
I
how
wonder
many
about
people
that.
come up to you. I saw like a video where they did like a counter
Yeah.
of like 5 minutes of how many people walked up to Ronaldo just going to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's
Most
it's
famous person in the
overbearing.
world.
It's-
Yeah.
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 It was, I think, Maradona.
That's The Rock.
Yeah. Maradona said he used to love New York because he was like anonymous here.
That's
he could
wild.
walk the streets. He could be a normal person. And then this was at a time where he was the most famous soccer player in the world.
Yeah.
Right. And then you come to the greatest city in the world and nobody bothers you.
Would you recognize Messi if you saw him on the street?
No.
That's wild.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You
Not
recognize
even
Ronaldo?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a
But-
pretty motherfucker.
He's pretty, and also he's going to dress in a certain way. He's going to command a certain attention. He's also like probably 6 foot, maybe even taller,
Yeah.
6'2" or something like that. Like, you're going to notice somebody of that size, even if they got a hat and they're trying to cool it.
Yeah.
But Messi could sneak in, bro.
Yeah.
Messi could sneak in.
I'm curious to see what happens. I think he goes PSG for a little because this is exactly what Beckham did. He went PSG for a little
PSG, yeah.
and then bounced over. So I'm assuming like you just go get the craziest bag you can get in Europe.
Yeah.
And then get an even bigger bag in America.
But come earlier, dude. Dominate. Like,
Yeah.
still have fun.
I think
Dominate.
that's
'Cause
part of the arrogance.
what is that? That you think that they're
I'll
like,
be
I
40
still
and I'll
could.
still ball on all these motherfuckers. Like I'm assuming that's what it is. Like
But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean the level's gotten better, but like I'm assuming in their mindset they're like America. Like
Yeah.
that's like talking to an NBA player about to go play ball in Turkey.
Turkey,
He's
yeah.
like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll what? Like I'll go when I'm 50. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.